Alright, what's up, guys? I know I've been gone for a couple of days, and honestly, it was rough. I think I had 3 or 2 losing days, and just easily got discouraged from like making a video out of it because the trades were losing. But I looked back at the trades that I took, and I realized that it wasn't the strategy, it was me. Like, I looked back and had a different view on my trades, on the market, and something that I realized was that my mistake was not reading the 15-minute time frame and sticking to a daily bias or something, a bias in general. And that's a huge reason why I don't come up with like daily bias at all, because sometimes it's wrong and you keep taking like the trade thinking your bias is correct when really the market is telling you otherwise. So for example, yesterday the first 15-minute time frame didn't tell me much. It was like a doji candle, kind of undecisive candle, and that should have told me to just wait for the next 15-minute candle. Instead, I got chopped up basically. But if I just stuck to reading the first candle, and then if the first candle doesn't tell you much, read the second candle, then if I just did that, it would have been much better. But looking back at the losing trades, again, I always look at my losing trades as lessons. There's always something to learn from losing, from a losing streak. But yeah, it was a huge learning lesson this whole week. Another thing that I think affected my trading, me in general, was not practicing my good habits in the morning, which is like meditating, praying, visualizing, things like that. I feel like I got comfortable with not doing the habits because I was already making money, and I quickly realized that you can't get comfortable with trading. You can't get comfortable and think, oh, I got the hang of it. Let me stop doing the things that got me there. You know? So, with that being said, before I start talking about the trade recap, I'm going to start a free Discord community. Link is below. And the Discord is called 100 Days of Uplift because on February 1st, I plan on starting a 100-day challenge. It's like a discipline challenge. But if other people want to join the Discord. We're going to be focused on holding each other accountable. Also, there's going to be a spreadsheet that you get, which I think is really cool, and it's going to be really helpful for anyone. Okay, so let me show you the spreadsheet that I'm talking about here because I think it's super cool. So it's basically like a habit planner, habit tracker. You put on the daily habits here that you want to start doing, and then every month it literally tracks down your momentum, daily progress, weekly progress. There's going to be a graph here. There's going to be other stuff here too, but there's no data yet. So but yeah, I was just messing with this stuff, and it's a really cool thing. There's also an annual dashboard with which I think is super awesome. I also plan on not making, but getting another P&L spreadsheet to give to the community, but I still have to do that. And then also in the community, there's a prayer and reflection, motivation and wins, mindset and visualization. You can schedule calls with me on there. A bunch of cool things. And I think it's just going to be really beautiful to bring my supporters together, and because we're all into the same thing basically. Like, if you're interested in me, in my YouTubes in my YouTube videos, most likely we think very similar. We're into like self-improvement, we're into trading, and that's what the community is for, to bring all of us together and succeed together. Anyways, yeah, link below if you want to join. Let me explain the trade. Okay, so You guys already know on bigger time frames, I look for supply and demand. Okay. Someone asked if I look for supply and demand on certain time frames. I don't. I go from the 4 hour all the way to the 5 minute. Okay. And then sometimes when I'm actually trading, I zoom in onto the 1 minute and see, like, little supply and demand zones, which I did today. Okay, and then the white lines are the 15-minute. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Jeez. Uh the 15-minute time frame is where I draw the white lines. Okay, so here, just a quick example. Oh, I think I actually moved this line. Or maybe there was two, I'm not sure. But I had this line here. I should also have another line here, but let me see. Yeah, that's probably why I didn't have that. Um, if I think the lines are too close, I like to double check if the space within is at least 100 ticks. This isn't 100 ticks, it's around 50, so I just deleted that line. But yeah, I look for areas where we see a bunch of rejection, and I draw a line at the body most of the time, like this. Boom, right at the body, not at the wick, at the body. Unless there's multiple touch points on the line, then I try to get it where market touches the line as much as possible. And then I draw gaps because the market forms gaps sometimes when it opens up, and we all saw that market crash, and I have this gap here, analyze, whatever you want to call it. Let me delete it. There you go. Yeah, that's what this orange gap is. Now, when the market opened up, actually, I'm sorry. Let me bring it to zero, right? Where I was actually looking at. Okay, so yesterday, I was looking, this is a 1 hour time frame. I was looking at this area right here where we were rejecting off of multiple times. Let me color it green so you can see. We were rejecting this a bunch of times yesterday. We broke through it. Somewhat kind of retested. We pulled back. But just the fact that, 1 hour candle closes were happening above this area of interest here. It's a pretty big zone, but you get it. Like, we were rejecting at first, broke through, kind of somewhat pulled back, retested the area, and we saw 1 hour candle closes above the zone. That was confluence number one for longs. Okay, boom, market opened up. Again, I wait for the first 15-minute candle to close. Okay, so what did the first 15-minute candle tell me? Number one, retested VWAP, bounced off of VWAP. Number two, we closed above this zone that we had here, slash, I don't know, resistance zone, whatever you want to call it. It's an area of interest. We closed above it. And not only that, but we closed above another zone that is, I don't know, way behind back there. It also closed slightly above it. Okay. So boom, first 15-minute candle tells me longs. Okay, that's what it tells me. We closed above VWAP, retested it, and we closed above this resistance zone. Okay, then 9:45 came around. My time to trade. First 15-minute candle looks beautiful. So I was looking at a 1 minute time frame, and what the heck? Why does it look like that? I'm not sure where this line came from. Or this one. I must have moved it. Maybe it was right there. I'm sorry. Ignore that. But okay, so look at what I saw here. 1 minute time frame. You can see we retested VWAP, closed above, really nice. And then I also saw that when we retested VWAP, we created this small demand zone. And the reason I call it a demand zone is because we tapped back into that area and we bounced off from it. So once I saw this candle here closing above it, plus this green candle closing really nice, I was gonna wait for a pullback at least down here, or I was also looking at this, strong green candle, basing candle. But then I realized, we already tapped into this zone here. Most likely this is going to keep running up. So yeah. Once I saw this green candle close right on the line, again, I waited for like a small tiny pullback. And then I got in along, of course, because the market already chose its direction. The first 15-minute candle tells me that. Okay. And then I was going to aim for 200 ticks, but since I've been losing this past week, I was like, screw that, I'm gonna lock in this profit. But yeah, I was gonna aim for 200 ticks. I didn't have the courage to do it because my confidence has been like so down after losing. But after like reviewing my trades and everything, I feel way better about everything, because I explained about the 15-minute candle. Anyways, yeah, I got stopped out at 100 ticks, even though I was aiming around 200 ticks. And it's funny too, because I really wanted to aim for this level up here. But again, like, my confidence is kind of low right now when it comes to actually trading, Anyways, we waited a bit. I like to cool off after taking a trade. So that's exactly what I did. I waited a bit. Let me go to the 5-minute. Okay. So this side, right side is 5-minute right now. Left side is 1-minute. So I saw this kind of momentum slowing down at this area here. Plus, we already had filled this gap, which is the orange thing that I have. So boom, we filled the gap. And I really wanted to take a short here because momentum slowed down, whatever. But I told myself and my group that I'm not going to short because that's not the direction that market has chosen. Market has already chosen its direction, okay? Which is why I didn't take a short even though I did want to, okay? So, boom. This was a fake out. I didn't hesitate into a short because, it was a quick pullback. So, after this pullback, I was like, okay, most likely we're going to touch up on this supply zone. I'm pretty sure it's a supply zone. And I was gonna aim for that, but again, I like to, how do you say it? Trail my stop, especially since I've been losing basically this whole week. So, anyways, both trades played out beautifully, and I really want to do this thing where, I trade normally on my TOPSTEP accounts and on my live account. Whatever first trade I take, I let it play out fully. Like, I break even at a certain point, probably after 10 a.m. because 10 a.m. is normally the time where, like, either there's news or there's volatility, whatever. The 10 a.m. candle is just always a bit crazy. So I think what I want to do is, like, just first trade I take on my live account at 9:45, let it play out fully, because this has happened many times. Like, I've seen this same exact setup, same exact thing where, like, market chooses this direction, first 15-minute candle, and it runs up from there. But next week, I'm really excited. Again, Sunday, I'm going to start the 100-day challenge, whatever. The point of it is to be consistent with good habits. So if you're interested in that, if you want a community with you, link below. If you want access to the habit tracker spreadsheet that you could also use on your phone, join the community and it'll be linked in the community. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to start posting more. I'm sorry I was MIA for 3-4 days, but I'm back and I'm better than ever, honestly. So thank you for watching.